What's going on YouTube? This is Mike with I Heart Knives, and today we're going to be sharpening some Ganzo D2 with the Nano-hone 400 and 1000 grit stones. I'm going to leave a little bit of a coarser edge on it. Right now I believe I finished this one with a 2000 grit finish. Pretty sure it was a 2000 grit finish, and then stropped it. This time we're going to finish it with a 1000 grit finish, and there's steel on here because I just finished up the S110V sharpening confirmation video, making sure I did it a second time to make sure that now that I know about the sharpening stones, I can confirm that the S110V is a steel that's a little bit too hard for these stones. I think it's just plowing right through the carbides instead of shaping them. But D2 shouldn't be an issue for these stones, so let's see how it does. First of all, take the atonement plate and go ahead and kill the edge. And go ahead and wet the stone a little bit more. Alright, and let's go ahead and start sharpening. What's really interesting is the feel of this stone doesn't really change much at all between D2 and S110V. Like, it almost feels identical the way that it's cutting the steel. There's just a touch more life in the stone with the D2, just because it's having an easier time with it. And actually the audible feedback is just a little bit louder. Right now at this point we have one side done. Go ahead and flip the stone so it wears a little bit more evenly, and go to the other side of the knife. Go ahead and flip it again. After I go to flip to the last side, I'm going to end up stropping, and then we're going to move on to 1000. Alright, and the burr flip for the last time. So at this point, I'm just going to strop and then do edge leading stroke. So one edge trailing, one edge leading, flip it, one edge trailing, one edge leading. We've got nice, neat bevels. And we're going to put the 400 grit away. Go to the 1000 grit. And I'm going to wet it. This stone likes to hold a lot of water, so I'll just keep pouring water on until it soaks in. I think that's good. And now go ahead and start sharpening. Okay, and we've got the burr flipped to one side. I'm going to go ahead and turn the stone again. The burr flipped again. I'm going to go back to the first side. Alright, now at this point, I think I'm going to deburr. So I got to deburr a little bit more. Alright, at this point I'm going to go ahead and start stropping. This is 3 micron Richmond diamond emulsion, and it's on horsehide. Go ahead and see how the 2 micron does. Coming off the 2 micron, and it's really fucking sharp. So, you know, this D2 gets pretty screaming, even just finishing at a 1000 grit as long as your technique is pretty good and you can hold somewhat of a consistent bevel. There's a little bit of room for error, but as long as you stay fairly consistent, you'll be okay. The Ganzo D2 does get really sharp. I find that it doesn't really hold a crazy sharp edge for that long, but for what it is, I mean, it's a Ganzo, so it's a fairly inexpensive knife, but it's not a bad blade. Clearly the Nano-hone stones have no issue with D2. But in the same night, we did confirm that S110V is not really sharpenable with Nano-hone stones. It will sharpen the steel, or remove steel rather, but it won't sharpen the steel and shape the carbides the way that we need them to be shaped to get a good edge. I think it's just plowing through the carbides. So, it's removing steel, but it's not an effective set of stones for S110V. I think this is a pretty sweet little knife for 20-something bucks. There's a couple newer models that I think it's the 51 and the 61 or something like that. If you go to Patty's Potato Peelers, he has the reviews on them, and they're way cooler. But this is a nice little knife, skinny, low profile, deep carry clip, and you could beat the hell out of it, and you can replace it for 20-something bucks. So, not a bad knife, and it takes a really, really nice edge. Definitely hair popping off 1000 and just dropping on 3 micron and 2 micron. And 2 micron, you're basically at about an 8000 grit edge, roughly. So 3 micron, I think, is like closer to 5 or 6000, right around there. So to be able to cut the paper towel the way we did, this thing is definitely screaming sharp. So that's a decent test. That and the shave test are the two that I like to do. But alright guys, thanks for coming along on this video. Hopefully you guys got something out of it, and you see the continuation of my Nano-hone series, courtesy of Dom. Thanks again, Dom, for lending them to me and insisting that I keep them for a longer period of time so that I can get a more honest and better view for you guys. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys have any feedback, or you want to see any specific videos, go ahead and leave it in the comments. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments, or email me at iheartknives@yahoo.com. And remember to subscribe and hit the bell so you guys get notifications when I give you new videos. And there's going to be plenty of them coming with the Nano-hone stones and some other stuff I have in the works. So, alright guys, that's going to do it for this Ganzo FH21 in D2. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.